Hey, ladies, it's Erika Luening. Welcome to the UPLIFT podcast. I will be your host. I am so excited to bring back another season of this podcast. It's really something that makes me feel really good to just be your mentor and your coach throughout life. So every week, I am going to bring you two podcasts. One is going to be centered on mindset and a pep talk. So anytime that you are feeling down, you can just know that you can come here and hang out with me, and I'm going to lift you up, share some experiences with you, infuse some life into you, give you some sunshine to take throughout your week so that you have a really great week. And then the second podcast will be further down the week, and that'll be focused on nutrition, workouts, actually implementing some things into your life that will help you feel more energized. So today, let's get started. We're talking about mindset, and this this podcast episode came to mind when I was going through my devotional. Inside of my training app, I train women online. I also have a gym. That's where I'm recording from right here. Um, Inside of our online training app, we started a devotional almost 100 days ago, and we've been going through this devotional every single day. I've had this stirring in me that I need to continue to train women, but equip them on a different level. And so we started talking about faith, and we started talking more about mindset and empowering each other. And the results have been absolutely the best thing ever. Like, these women that have joined me in this online training group, we face struggles with each other daily, and we're able to share our struggles and grow together. And the community that we have created together is unlike anything else. It's the best recreation of an in-person community that I can make. And I've been dying to do this for so long because my in-person gym, Undaunted Fitness in Metairie, Louisiana, is so impactful. We have the best people here, and it's by design. We don't let just anybody become a member. Like, you have to hold your own. You have to bring something to the table. If you are someone who complains all the time and just constantly brings everybody down, if you're a gossiper, you have a lot of drama with you, like, we just don't have a place for you here. Because over the years, I have learned that your energy is so important, and your internal dialogue, the way you speak to yourself, your thoughts, that you can easily go to stinking thinking, or you can easily have empowered thoughts with just a shift. But a lot of times it's who you surround yourself with, which determines that dialogue. So if you're constantly around somebody who's complaining, about everything, weight, finances, like, woe is me, everything's happening to me, I can't get out of my own way, like, life just keeps happening, and they never do anything to improve, it starts to weigh on you. It's a completely different experience than when you're around other people who feel empowered, who are going after their goals and are not making excuses for themselves, that no matter all of the life that keeps happening to them, they keep standing back up and going back in, like, let me back at it, I'm not going to quit. And so I think it's important to share stories like this, because when we stay in our own corner and we hide and we're not sharing the life struggles with anybody, it starts to overcome us. It starts to feel like life is impossible, and it's not. It's exactly what the devil wants. The enemy wants you to stay secluded and to have these thoughts just consume your mind. And because when you don't share it, it grows. I'm sure you can understand this. Like, when you have a negative thought about something and you just harp on it and harp on it and harp on it, or if something happens and you replay the situation over and over and over again in your head, and you just torment yourself, like, if you share it with somebody, they're like, oh, yeah, I've been through that too. And you immediately feel better. There's a weight lifted off of your shoulders. And that's what happens when you share your struggles in a group of people who you can trust and who are empowered and are sharing with you. You grow together. You're like, yeah, I've been through that, and this is how I got out. And then you realize you're not alone. There's probably not one situation that any of us have been through that someone else hasn't been through. But we often feel like we're alone. We're scared to share that with somebody. What will other people think? Or like, how am I, you have a vision of how you're supposed to look to other people, and you try and uphold that, which is just unrealistic. As a gym owner, I used to put those unrealistic requirements on myself also, those expectations that I created this energetic boot camp experience where, I'm expecting everybody to rise above and to be the best version of themselves. And so I'm thinking, there's days when people come in and we don't want to work out. There's going to be one of us does not want to work out in this class. And my thoughts were, as the creator of boot camp, I can't have those days. I need to be on 100%. My energy needs to be over the top all the time. That way, if someone comes in a bad mood, I can pull them out of it. And I got to this point where I set these unrealistic expectations for myself. Like, there's not a perfect person in the world. So why would I put that on myself? Like, why would I set that as a bar for myself when I know that it's unattainable? So one day I decided that I can't do that anymore. I would not expect anyone else to put that kind of pressure on themselves, and I need to do the same for myself. So I went from always having it together, buttoned up, professional, never sharing anything, just like, oh yeah, it's a great day. Oh yeah, it's a great day. Like, was it the Truman Show where it's like the same day over and over again? That was me. And then I shifted into sharing some of my struggles and sharing how I overcame things and sharing that I'm not actually perfect. And it was such a weight lifted off my shoulders. And by the way, nobody ever thought I was perfect. That was only in my mind that I had to keep that. But actually, in sharing that, I was able to be more impactful in more people's lives because they didn't see me anymore as like this person who is a machine that wakes up every day, that always wants to work out, that always eats a perfect diet, that never has any bad days. They finally were like, oh wow, the owner of a gym doesn't always want to work out. Oh wow, the owner of a gym, has bad days and she struggles too, but she still gets up and does it. Like, yes, that is more empowering. It's empowering knowing that you're not alone. So that is my whole mission, is to create communities in my in-person gym, my online training, in this podcast, through YouTube, through any channel that I can reach you, so that I can empower you, so that you know that you're not alone. Because we just need to get over like all the struggles, whatever's holding you back, whatever stinking thinking gets trapped in your head. And we gotta live our best lives. Like, you only have one life. We only have one life. What if, while you're listening to this, like I drop dead right now, you would be like, oh my gosh, she just died. But like, it could happen. My next breath is not promised, but my next breath is probably the thing I take for granted the most. Like, we just go through our days breathing. You don't think about your next breath until maybe you're sick, or someone else close to you dies, or there's like this moment in your life that shakes you and you realize that you don't have forever here. So I would like to be the one to shake you and be like, wake up. You need to live your best life right now. Like, stop waiting for a Monday. Stop waiting for a new month, a new year. Like, decide right now. Look at your watch. Pull it out. What day is it right now when you're listening to this? It could be a Wednesday at 1:00. There you go. There's your fresh start. You can start right now, and you can start living your best life right now. Okay. So I want to read you something from the devotional that we're following. It's 100 Days of Believing Bigger by Marshawn Evans Daniels. And this is my second time through it, and I absolutely love it. So I tell everybody about it because it's an easy read. There's Bible verses in here, which I don't always understand Bible verses, and she relates it back to life. So I can be like, oh, okay, yeah, I get that. And then there's a question to reflect on, and then there's a prayer at the end. So if you're needing a little extra in your life, start with this this devotional. It's amazing. So here's the Bible verse. It says, God selected the common and the cast off, whatever lacks status. God selected the common and the cast off, whatever lacks status, so he could invalidate the claims of those who think those things are significant. So, what this means is that whether you're a stay at home mom, a career woman in school, dealing with illness, recovering from divorce, we're all trying to find our confidence, and we're all trying to find our way through life. And I'm sure you've asked yourself, like, will God actually use me? Like, look at my circumstances. What could I possibly do to impact this world? And I was once there, y'all. If you've never heard my story, just stick along in this podcast, because I am going to share that with you. I've come a long way. So, but you start to say, like, oh, I'm not good enough, or like, I used to do all these things, like, there's no way that I could make an impact in someone's life. Someone's better than me. And it's not true. So I want to read these few lines from here, and I hope that this is inspiring to you and unlocks something in you. It says, self-doubt has a clear mission, which is to prevent you from stepping boldly into your mission. It wants to shrink your borders, bury your brilliance, and cripple the courage needed to be a living ripple effector on the earth. Destiny is a call to boldness. Service to the king and kingdom building happens when we embrace boldness and commit to building up others. That's true leadership. Here's the line: an unashamed woman is an unstoppable woman. So where do you feel that God is guiding you next? And if you have self-doubt, and if you are just shriveling off back into the shadows of life and trying to just stay to yourself with your negative thoughts and your negative habits, like, you're not able to make the impact that you're supposed to make in this world. So when you start opening up and introducing some healthy habits into your life, you feel energized, you feel inspired, you build your confidence, and you start to realize, if I went through this, someone else is probably going through this. If I reach out to them and share, I can pull them out of the trenches that I am no longer in. Okay, that's our life work here. We all have some kind of mission, and it's all to help each other and to make the world a better place and to further God's mission. So we're going to do it together, okay? We're going to do it by a healthy lifestyle, because that is the step one of believing in yourself. The prayer here that I want to share with you is, Lord, you've built me for bold adventures. Help me not to waste time questioning my worth and readiness, and to instead maximize my God-given magnificence. So, y'all, this is about to wrap up for this episode. I just want you to know that there are no perfect people in this world. So stop putting that kind of pressure on yourself. Stop feeling like you have to have it together all the time. If you are struggling with confidence, if you are struggling with your self-worth, if you have no energy, if you want to work out and feel better, and you want to eat healthier and you're not sure where to start, then please subscribe to this podcast and keep checking in, because I'd love to keep hanging out with you and just guide you along the way. There are plenty of ways that we can work together, either in my gym or online, but this is also a way that I'm able to work with you if one of those options doesn't make sense for you. Okay? All right, so that's it for today. I hope you have a really great day. If there was a little golden nugget in here that you take away with, that makes you feel lighter, that makes you, there was like an aha moment, you're like, that was so good, please rate this podcast, share it with somebody else, and that's how we can continue to pay it forward and make a difference in each other's lives. All right, that's it. Have a great day. I'll see you next time.